So I guess as you keep on, like, I guess you have goals for what you're building this year and so forth. You guys are you seeing a lot of these properties coming to market, or are you seeing them getting pre-sold before they're finished?
Very few are making it to completion before they're sold right now.
Okay.
Which is, it's a nice problem to have, but it's keeping us on our toes for sure. We're seeing a lot of pre-sales that way as well.
Okay.
So it gives the buyer a little bit more of a selection.
Welcome today to Bamford and Co podcast, Beyond the Keys. Today with Rick Groeneveld,
You got it.
the Vice President of Pacesetter Homes. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
We've worked together in the past, and we've always liked Rick's experience in the construction side of things and in new homes. And I guess, could you give us a little bit of kind of maybe history on your experience in construction and so forth?
Yeah, for sure. I've been building across Western Canada for over 30 years. Don't mean to date myself, but yeah, a lot
You
of
look
experience.
young. You must have started when you were 10.
I did.
Okay,
Yeah,
perfect.
really. So different single family, multi-family land development. So a lot of experience, and I use that today in everything that we do at Pacesetter.
Right. And so Pacesetter, a little bit of history on Pacesetter. Pacesetter falls under Qualico
Yeah,
Homes,
yeah.
and maybe a little bit of history on Qualico Homes that maybe not a lot of people in Saskatoon might be familiar with.
So Qualico is across Western Canada and Texas.
Oh, Texas.
Yes, yeah.
Oh,
So
wild.
we bring a wealth of experience from all of our building divisions. We have building supplies, land development, property management, and single family buildings. And yeah, we pretty much do it all everywhere.
Oh, that's awesome. And here in Saskatoon, you probably specialize in what we call like spec homes?
Spec
Or what-
homes, yeah.
Or what would you consider them as?
I would spec homes production type builder. yes,
Okay.
Yeah. What that allows us to do is we are able to really use all our experience and make sure that a home build is very efficiently done. Because of our Qualico group, we have great purchasing power.
Okay.
So which brings the value to our buyers.
That also then helps keep prices down because we were talking the other day about building grades and so
Yes.
forth, right? Can you give a little bit of like insight into like, because a lot of people don't understand really why property prices keep on increasing with new home construction,
Yeah.
and how that breaks down, right?
Much like the home buyer, we're susceptible to market fluctuation. In a busier market, our prices generally go up. Supply and demand is a real thing, even for us. So we tender out our homes once a year.
Okay.
So we see what the market's doing, material pricing, what that looks like early on. During the year, we sometimes get some upticks, but generally we like to know what's coming. Land is land. It's as more people are buying and the market heats up,
Right.
our land cost goes up as well.
Because we're seeing right now are very low inventory levels, like in all of construction, not just new, but in used as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I do find that some are focusing a little bit more on the rental side. So a lot of our builders, right?
We're seeing a lot of the rental properties land like going to rental for
Right.
sure. Which, when we're looking at condo and apartment buildings that for sale,
Right.
it's a little more difficult to get into those areas just
Okay.
because a lot of it is still going to rental, purpose
Right.
built.
And so, I mean, going into this new year, I guess, what's your thoughts on how many new homes might come to market? I don't know if you exactly have those numbers, and maybe I'm just throwing you kind of, but
Overall, for us, yeah, you're kind of throwing me into it a little bit.
Okay,
But
my apologies.
No, it's all
Yeah.
good. I know what we're planning on doing. So we're in Regina and Saskatoon.
Okay.
So we're hoping to be about 180 homes this year.
Okay.
Between the two, there's similar builders to us, and some are bigger as well.
okay.
So
And how long does it normally take for you to, like, once you get permits and once you, once you get permits, how long does it take for you to be able to build a house?
for our front attached garage product, we're generally about 5.5 months.
Okay.
I mean, we are susceptible to some delays. We try to mitigate that as much as we can, but some things are out of our control.
And are those material delays, or are they more like labor trade delays?
It
or-
would be labor mostly, just because everybody's screaming from the same or trying to pull from the same pool.
Okay.
So there are labor limitations in our area for
Right.
sure.
And so I guess as you keep on, like, I guess you have goals for what you're building this year and so forth. You guys are you seeing a lot of these properties coming to market, or are you seeing them getting pre-sold before they're finished?
Very few are making it to completion before they're sold right now.
Okay.
Which is, it's a nice problem to have, but it's keeping us on our toes for sure. We're seeing a lot of pre-sales that way as well.
Okay.
So it gives the buyer a little bit more of a selection, but yeah.
And
only
so
to a certain level.
how would they find, so if things are kind of happening you guys have a show home that people could go check out, or?
Yeah. We have a show home in Brighton. We're open a few days a week and weekends. So come see us there for sure.
And they can see, so that you have would that be a spec house that they could buy, or does it have lots of different upgrades and so forth in
There's
it,
a few different upgrades in there for sure, because what we want to do is we want to have offerings for everybody, but we also want to be able to show what we're in its entirety of what we're able to provide for a buyer.
Right.
So we have different levels for sure of what you can purchase with us.
Okay.
And receive.
And I guess where would a starting point be for you guys? Would someone be able to come in for a house for 450,000, or is that?
We have products like that too,
Okay.
and we're looking at different ways of getting into a lower price point as well. We're
awesome.
looking into multifamily a little bit now, and see what we can do for our buyers there as well.
Right, because what we're finding right now is affordability is the biggest thing.
And
right?
that's our main focus, is bringing the most value to our buyers that we can.
Right. So, and I guess because of your buying power, you can probably add more value to it for a cheaper price.
Exactly.
Right.
Yes. Well, I think that's what I would like to pride myself in, is that we're bringing the most value to our buyers.
Okay. And I guess sometimes people don't know much about new construction. So, for us, we've worked with new construction probably for about 15 years of our careers. So when you buy a property, once the property's done, you do a new home warranty walkthrough.
Yes.
And so then you'll sit down and do a walkthrough. Well, not sit down. You'll walk through the property with the home builder and be able to figure out if there's any deficiencies and so forth. That's usually done. Can you give me a little bit more kind of detail on that?
That's a full home orientation. So all the mechanical and electrical systems will take everybody through that.
Okay.
As technology changes, so does how we are able to keep our homes maintained.
Right.
So we go
Okay,
through the
yeah.
home maintenance and the functions of the home.
Yeah, it's interesting. Codes change all the time, right?
They do,
It was interesting. When we first got into real estate, we found that sometimes by the time that person was done the construction of that, it was actually a new code for basement development than what it was previously,
Yes,
right?
yeah,
And I think we continue to see some of that continually change within Saskatoon.
Code is changing right now. I think it's been deferred till 2025.
Okay.
More of a direct to net zero type of goal, but it is deferred because with that it actually brings a lot of cost to your home as well. So
Right.
province has done really well to kind of balance that out.
Oh, so it's that fine balance of giving you
Exactly.
value, but then also meeting safety recommendations and so forth, right? Now you have, I guess, and correct me if I'm wrong, but you have a smoke detector and carbon monoxide in all bedrooms.
Yes.
Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. So back in the day,
No, you'd have one per floor.
yeah, you want in the hallway.
Exactly.
Type deal, right?
Yeah.
So, I guess if someone's looking to find Pacesetter, is it best to find you online or through?
Go to our website or come to our show homes.
Okay.
That is definitely the best. We got great salespeople who can take you through the whole process and figure out what you're actually looking for. And
Right, area and so forth.
Exactly.
And what neighborhoods are you building in right now?
Right now we are in Aspen Ridge and in Brighton.
Okay, yeah, Brighton seems pretty popular.
It's very popular.
Yeah.
Dream Developments does a really good job in making sure that all the amenities are there for their homeowners there.
Right, it's interesting too. Homes by Dream. When you look at a development, they put hundreds of millions of dollars, or I think the number was about 120 million of infrastructure in.
Absolutely.
Before they even started.
Yeah.
Developing lots.
And it sure helps those people who are looking at, oh, I don't want to be in a construction site for the next 10 years.
Right.
When everything is set up before they show up, it's a big deal.
And and so I mean, but they're a company that are they just in Saskatchewan, or are they?
Dream is across Canada.
Oh, it's okay.
Different levels. They
Yep.
do a lot of land development, and they have a lot of assets.
And Brighton, I mean, it's just part of I believe an overall, it's Homeswood.
Yeah,
Right, and
yeah,
then Homeswood goes all the way out to where the old movie theater,
Exactly.
drive-in
Yeah.
movie theater goes.
So
right?
the new phases are going to be across the road here, I think, within the next couple of years.
Okay.
'Cause the first part is almost done, and moving across the road.
Yeah, it's amazing just to see that growth and how it's
Yeah.
moved, just kind of like
Yeah.
a wave, kind of.
Yeah.
I remember getting into real estate and seeing one house in Stonebridge, and that's when I first started. And I was like, so that's going to be a neighborhood and a development, and how fast that grew, right?
And now that's an older neighborhood.
And that's
almost.
an older
Yeah,
neighborhood,
exactly.
right? And so with Brighton, is there any major things that they're going to develop in Homeswood? Is there any major projects they're going to build in Homeswood?
There's the schools have been announced earlier or mid last year.
Okay.
So schools will be coming in, which has been a long time coming, really.
Okay.
So I believe that construction should be starting on that fairly soon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
Okay, and I heard through somebody, they were saying that there might be another civic center or something that
I've
goes
heard
out
rumors
there?
of that. Yeah.
So it's just rumors.
Yeah. I don't know for sure.
No, that's fair. I mean, I just heard, so I thought I'd ask you. But anyway, so what's the number one thing that I think sets Pacesetter, I guess, above and beyond maybe another builder, or I mean, if I can even say that, right? But
No, generally the builders are really good. Any professional home builder in Saskatoon is pretty good.
Okay.
I like to focus on our value that we can bring to our home
that's awesome. That's a
for our
very good
homeowners.
political answer, so I appreciate it. Sorry that I actually threw that out
No,
there.
it's all
but,
good.
So I look forward to selling some of your houses this year, and thanks for coming on to our podcast. We really appreciate it. Is there, I guess, if you want to follow us on our social media, or if you have any questions, follow Bamford and Company and we're on, I guess, Spotify now, and our podcast and YouTube. So thanks for joining us. Is there anything else that you'd like to add before? I guess you can follow also Pacesetter on your.
Yeah,
you guys
come
have
to our
Instagram and
visit us on our website, pacesetterhomes.com, and we'll see what we can set you up with.
Okay, awesome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.